Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the topic circular convolution of the two sequences. Okay. So already in signals and system we studied one convolution. It is a linear convolution. Okay. So that a linear convolution. So already you know the linear convolution is used to find the response of the given system. Okay. Response of the given system y of n for a given input as well as the impulse response. Okay. So similar to the linear convolution, there is a one more mathematical method is there in a discrete system. It is called as a circular convolution. Okay. So, the output obtained by the circular convolution is somewhat different from the linear convolution output. So let me discuss that is the difference between the linear and circular convolution, and how to obtain the linear convolution output via circular convolution in the next video. So now we are going to see only the circular convolution and circular convolution steps, as well as one more problem we will solve in this video. Okay. So first one, so there are different methods are there in order to find the circular convolution output. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the two things. One is the concentric circle method. Another one is a matrix multiplication method. Okay, so in this, out of these two methods, the matrix method is a very easy one. So already I posted one video. Okay, that is circular convolution problem using the concentric circle method as well as the matrix method. Okay, so already we solved one problem. So now we are going to solve one more problem with different, that is length of the two sequences is different. Okay, in the previous video we solved a circular convolution problem when the two sequences are having the same length. Okay, but in today video we are going to see about, we are going to perform the circular convolution of the two sequences if the two sequences is having the different length. Okay, so so already you know the method how to perform the concentric circle method as well as matrix multiplication method. So once again I will give the steps and we will move to the problem. Okay, the first one, concentric circle method. So what is the another name of this concentric circle method is, it is a graphical method. Okay, so this is the graphical method in order to obtain the circular convolution output. So in this concentric circle method, we have to follow the 5 steps. Okay, so the first one is in order to perform this circular convolution. So in the problem, so there may be given two sequences, okay, two discrete sequences, x1 of n and x2 of n, or sometime x of n, h of n they may give. Okay, so the first sequence is x1 of n and the second sequence is x2 of n. So the circular convolution of these two sequences, it can be written as x1 of n circular convolution with x2 of n. So what is this meaning? That is, we are drawing one circle. Within that circle, if we are writing n means this is said to be the circular convolution symbol. Okay. So if you are putting asterisk, okay, that is a star in between the x1 of n, x2 of n means this asterisk indicates the linear convolution process. Okay, this asterisk indicates it's a linear convolution process. So in order to differentiate the linear convolution and circular convolution, what is the symbol for the circular convolution means? So we have to write capital N. That n, it should be rounded. Okay, so this is the circular convolution. Okay, so this is the notation of circular convolution. So the circular convolution of x1 of n and x2 of n we are taking as a x3, or sometime we may take as a y of n. Okay, y of n we may take. So in order to perform this circular convolution, so we have to follow the 5 steps in the graphical method. So what is the first step means? So graph that n samples of x1 of n as equally spaced points around the outer circle in a clockwise direction. That is, we have to draw two circles. So first we have to draw one circle. Okay, so this is the outer circle. So in that outer circle, we have to divide the outer circle by the number of samples. That is, in a given problem, so there may be 5 data given means, okay, 5 sample given means, so you just mark that circle, you just divide into 5 things. Okay, and you have to place the sample value in a which direction means anti-clockwise direction. Okay, in a counter-clockwise direction we have to write the sample. It is the first step. And the second step is to, we have to draw one inner circle. Okay, so you see we have to draw the inner circle. In a inner circle, we have to mark the x2 of n value. Okay, the second input sequence value in which direction means clockwise direction. Okay, in the first thing, in outer circle, okay, the x1 of n is marked in the outer circle in counterclockwise direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. Then you just draw one inner circle. In the inner circle, we have to mark the x2 of n value in a equally spaced points in a inner circle in clockwise direction. Okay, this is the second step. And the third step, okay, so you see the inner circle you just draw, then same position. Okay, if it is a 5 points means similarly the inner circle is also divided into 5 points. So where the first data x1 of n started, you know, that the same position only we have to write the x2 of n data, but x2 of n data we have to write it in a clockwise position. This is anti-clockwise, this is clockwise position. Then what is the third step means we have to multiply these two data, that is inner circle data, outer circle data, you just multiply. So here you see one is there, one is there. So 1 multiplied with 1. Then this 2 multiplied with minus 1. 3 multiplied with 3. Minus 2 multiplied with 0. Minus 1 multiplied with 0. Okay, so you have to multiply that are two samples. Okay, the corresponding two samples in a inner circle and outer circle, and add all these products. Okay, so all these product means we will get the first answer y of 0. Okay, y of 0 or x3 of 0. Okay, so you may take the convolution of the two sequence, you may take as a y or some different variable, you have to put either x3 and x4. Okay, so this is the third step. So multiply the corresponding sample on the two circles and sum the product to produce the output. Okay, so it is the third step. So we got only one output. Okay, so similarly, what is the next step means we have to rotate the inner circle. Okay, so outer circle you don't touch. Okay, once again, once you written in the first step, you know, the same position only all samples are maintained. So you just rotate the inner circle only. Okay, so you just rotate the inner circle by one position, one sample position in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so you know, you have to note down first time when we are writing the x1 of n, that is x1 of n sample. Okay, here x1 of, that is the x2 of n, we have to written in the inner circle in a clockwise direction. Now you just rotate the inner circle by one sample in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so then, so the sample values are shifted, you know. So here actually this is the first diagram. So 1, 2, 3, 0, 0. So this position you just shifted one position by anti-clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise direction means this one it will come to here. This 0 it come to here. This 0 come to here. This 3 is come to here. 2 is come to this position. Okay, that is said to be the, you see, this is said to be the shifting in an anti-clockwise direction by one position. And again you just multiply these two samples and you just add means we will get the second answer. Okay, so similarly we have to perform it for, okay, so how many times we have to perform this process, this step number 4 means, so if the given two sequences is having that is the 5 data means, okay, in x1 of n and x2 of n, the number of samples is 5 data means, so we have to shift the data by 4 position. Okay, so fifth time when we are shifting, again the same input data, that is first step, again first step we will achieve. Okay, so if the sequence is having 4 sample means we have to shift we have to perform the shifting process 4 step. Okay, so we will, that is totally we have to do 5 steps. Okay, so 5 position we have to find out the answer. Then finally we have to write down the answer y of n is equal to that first answer, comma, second answer, third answer and fourth answer, etc. Okay, so this is the procedure in order to find the circular convolution process in a graphical method or concentric circle method. Okay, and you should note that in order to perform the circular convolution process, the both sequences must have the same length. Okay, it is a very important point. But in the process of linear convolution, so no need, there is a no need of the first sequence and second sequence, it may not have the different length. The first sequence may have the length of 4, the second sequence may have the length of 3, 2, 1, etc. Okay, but in order to perform the circular convolution process, compulsory both sequences must have the same length. Okay, it is a one constraint in the circular convolution process. Okay, so now you see we are going to solve one problem. So find the circular convolution of two finite duration sequence x1 of n is equal to 1 comma minus 1 minus 2 3 1 and x2 of n is equal to 1 2 3. So here you see that is first you should understand what is the question is. It's a linear convolution or circular convolution, you have to find out. So here the question is circular convolution. Okay. So first step is to, in the circular convolution process, first the two sequences must have the same length. What is mean by length? Length is nothing but number of sample, number of data in a given sequence. It is called as a sample. So you see in the x1 of n, how many samples are there? 5 sample. This is the first sample. This is the second one, third, fourth and fifth. Okay, so there are 5 samples in a first sequence. So here you see how many samples in a second sequence? 1, 2, 3. Only 3 samples. Okay, so the first step is to, we have to make these two sequences as a equal length. Okay, so in order to make this x2 of n sequence, only this x2 of n is having 3 sample. So in order to make it as a 5 sample, we have to insert 2 zeros in a last thing. So this process, it is called as a zero padding. Okay, it is a 1-2 mark question. What is mean by zero padding means, in order to perform the circular convolution process, both sequences must have the same length. Okay, so therefore we have to append the proper amount of 0, okay, proper number of 0 to the sequence x2 of n. Okay, so for this problem the x2 of n sequence is having only 3 data. So in order to make it as a 5 data, we have to insert 2 0 in a last position. So this process we are calling it as a zero padding. Okay, so it's a 2 mark question. So this is the first step. So x1 of n you just write, x2 of n you just insert 2 zeros. Okay, so then we are going to perform the concentric circle method. Okay, so we are going to perform this problem in a 2 method. One is concentric circle method as well as matrix method. Okay, but in the problem the method is not mentioning. Okay, so that's why we may use any method, either concentric circle method we may use in order to find out the circular convolution output, we may use any method, but the matrix method is a very simple method. Okay, so if this question is asked for 2 mark question means so you don't use this concentric circle method, you may use matrix method only. Okay, but in a question sometimes they mentioned, okay, so using graphical method solve this problem, using matrix method you solve this problem means at the time we have to use that particular method. Okay, so you see what is the first step? So we have to draw the outer circle. So you see this is the outer circle. So we have to draw the outer circle and we have to divide this outer circle in a equal position. So by how many samples here? In x1 of n there are 5 samples. Okay, so 5 samples, that's why we have to divide our outer circle by 5 position. This is the position 1, this is the position 2, position 3 and position 4 and position 5. Okay, and I am going to start in this point. Okay, you may start in any point, but I am going to start in this top point, and you have to place the values. So what are the value in x1 of n? 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. So you just place this value in a properly placed and you have to write it in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so already you know the procedure. The outer circle you have to write it in an anti-clockwise direction. So first place this one here. Okay, then the second sample you have to place here. Okay, since we have to follow the anti-clockwise. Okay, anti-clockwise means a counter-clockwise direction. So this is 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Okay, so we drawn the outer circle and we have to place the value. Then what is the next step? We have to draw the inner circle. Okay, and this inner circle also equally divided by 4 sample. Okay, same position. Here one thing, second sample 3, 4, 5. Okay, you just mark the position and we have to place this value in which direction? Clockwise direction. Okay, where we have to start this first sample means in which position we started the outer circle sample, the same position we have to start the first sample. That is the one of the important thing. Okay, so here I am starting this position. So in the same position, you just start writing the first data. What is the first data? 1. Then what is the second data? 2. Then 3, 0, 0. Okay, mark and place the value in a clockwise direction. Okay, then what is the next step? You just multiply these two to sample. Okay, 1 multiplied with 1 plus 2 multiplied with minus 1, 3 multiplied with 3, minus 2 multiplied with 0, minus 1 multiplied with 0. And you just add all these values, okay, in order to get the first data. So here the circular convolution of these two sequence we are taking as a y of n. So the first sample you just write y of 0. Okay. So y of 0, the answer we got it as a 8. Okay. Similarly, what is the next step? Rotate, that is in outer circle no change. Okay. Outer circle for all steps, outer circle remains constant. Okay. The values in the outer circle remains constant. We have to rotate the inner circle only. Okay. So you just rotate this inner circle by 1 position in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay, first time we are writing the value in the inner circle in clockwise direction. But rotation we have to done it in a reverse method, that is anti-clockwise direction. So you just rotate this inner circle by 1 position in an anti-clockwise. So this 1 it will come to here, this 0 it will come to here, this 0 it will come to here, 3 come to here, 2 comes in the 1's place. So that's why you see the value 2, 1, 0, 0, 3. Okay. Again, you just multiply these two values, these two values, these two value, these two value, and these two value, and you just add it. Okay. So we will get the result. It's a y of, you have to write the second output, we have to write it as a y of 1. Okay. So the y of 1 is equal to minus 2. Similarly, the third step, again, you just rotate the inner circle of this step number 2. Okay. By again 1 position. So you rotate this inner circle by 1 position to the anti-clockwise direction. So when this 1 come to here, this 0 come to here, this 0 come to here, this 3 come to here, this 2 come to here. So you just see, okay, this thing, again you multiply these two datas. So we will get the answer y of 2. It is a minus 1. Okay. Similarly, we have to perform it for the fourth step. So fourth step, again you just rotate this inner circle by again 1 position. Okay. And you just find the answer. Similarly, fifth step. Okay. So how many steps we have to do? That is 5. Okay. If the given data, given input sequence consisting of 5 things means 4 shifting we have to done. So totally 5 steps. Okay. 5 answer. So this is the first answer. This is the second step, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. Okay. So the fifth answer, we got it as a y of 4 equal to minus 1. So after this, again, we are shifting the inner circle means the first data, the first circle answer, it will come. Y of 0 answer, it will come. Okay. So no need. That is in a circular convolution process, if the input sequence is having the length 5 means we will get 5 outputs only. Okay. But in a linear convolution, there is a different thing. Okay. So we will discuss in the next problem. We will compare the linear convolution and circular convolution and how to obtain the linear convolution output via circular convolution. We will discuss in the next video. Okay, next problem. So after calculating all y of 0, y of 1, y of 2 up to y of 4, so you have to write down the total output. So the total output y of n, it can be written as 8, minus 2, minus 1, minus 4, minus 1. That is 8 is nothing but y of 0. Minus 2 is nothing but y of 1. Minus 1 is nothing but y of 2. This is y of 3. This is y of 4. Okay. This is the total output of the circular convolution of x1 of n with x2 of n. Okay. This is the final answer. Okay. Then this answer is obtained using the graphical method or concentric circle method. So the same answer we can achieve using the matrix method. Okay. So that is then when compared to this graphical method, the matrix method of obtaining the answer is very easy. Okay. So you see, so here generally I am explaining in the next thing, matrix, the problem is solved. So how to achieve this circular convolution output via matrix method means you see, this is the x1 matrix, this is the x2 matrix. So first one, the x1 of, here you see in x1 there are 5 samples is there, you know. So that a 5 sample you have to write down in a column wise. Okay, in the first column, so you see in the first column x1 of 0. x1 of 0 means the first sample you just write in the first position. This is x1 of 1, x1 of 2, x1 of 3, x1 of 4. You have to write in a order. And in the second column, you see, in the second column, this last data of this first column, you just give it to the first position. Okay, you give it to the first position. So that's why this x1 of 4 comes to here. Okay, after that you just write the remaining data. So this x1 of 0 is come to here, x1 of 1 here. Okay, one shift. Okay, we have to write the second column. Similarly, in a third column, this last data of this second column is shifted to the first position, and you just rotate. Okay, you just shift these values, means it is the thing. So similarly, you have to write, if the sequence is having 5 sample, means we will get the 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay, so you see how 5 rows and 5 column. So this matrix is called as a x1 matrix. This x1 matrix is multiplied with the x2 matrix. So x2 matrix is just that is a 5 rows and only 1 column. The x2 data, the x2 of 0, x2 of 1, x2 of this is the x2 of 2 and the x2 of 3 and the x2 of 4. You have to write down in a single column, and you multiply this 5 cross 5 matrix with this 5 cross 1 matrix. We will get 5 answer. So that 5 answer is said to be the y of n answer. This is y of 0, y of 1, y of 2, y of 3, y of 4. Okay. So this process, it is called as a matrix method. So now we are going to solve the same problem using the matrix method. So what is the first given sequence x1 of n? So you see, you may write, okay, in this matrix multiplication method, this first matrix we may use x2 matrix. The second matrix you may use x1 matrix. Okay. Why? Because the convolution, either it's a linear convolution or circular convolution, it obeys the property, commutative property. What is mean by commutative property? x1 convolution with x2 answer, it is also equivalent to x2 convolution with x1. So you may shift, you may write x1 as a 5 cross 5 and x2 as a 5 cross 1. In this thing also we will get the same answer. Similarly, we can write x2 as a first thing, x1 as a second one also, we will get the same answer. Okay, that's the thing. So what is the x1 of n value? The x1 of n value, you see, 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Okay, so you just write the x1 of, so you see, this is the first, the x1 of n data, you just write as it is in a column wise. 1, minus 1, minus 2, 3 and minus 1. Okay, in a second column, you just this last data, it will come to the first position. Okay, you see, this last data, it shifted to first position. So this minus 1 is shifted to first position. Then the remaining data. Okay, what is the remaining data? This is the remaining data. This remaining data you just write as it is. Okay. Similarly, the third column is obtained by this last data 3. Okay, this last data 3 is right in a first element, and the remaining data as it is you just write. Okay, just we are shifting. Okay, we are rotating. Then similarly, you just rotate this minus 2, it come to the first position. The remaining data you just write as it is. Okay, so similar things we have to obtain the 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay, so after writing this 5 cross 5 matrix, we have to multiply it with the x2 of n value. What is the x2 of n value? 1, 2, 3, 0, 0. Okay, then you multiply this 5 cross 5 matrix with 5 cross 1 matrix. Okay, how to multiply? You just take the first row. Okay, the first row multiplied with first column. So in that the first element 1. Okay, first element in the first row multiplied with first element in the this column. So 1 multiplied with 1, 1. Then minus 1 multiplied with 2, minus 2. 3 multiplied with 3, 9. Then the remaining 2 data here is 0. So that's why any value multiplied with 0, 0 plus 0. Okay. Similarly, the second row multiplied with this first column. You have to write like this. Similarly, the third row multiplied with the first column, third element. Fourth row multiplied with the first column, fourth element. then last row multiplied with the first column, we will get the last row. Okay, so after that you just add, so we will get the value 8 comma minus 2 minus 1 minus 4 and 1 minus 1. Okay, so the y of n output is 8 minus 2 minus 1. You write it in a row wise. Okay, so just you see the answer obtained in the method of concentric circle method, the same answer we will get in a matrix multiplication method. Okay, so in any method we will get the same answer only. Okay, so this is the method of matrix multiplication method. Okay, and so maximum this that is using this circular convolution process. The next topic, that is the overlap save method and overlap add method, we are going to solve. It is a big question, but this circular convolution, so it may ask for 2 mark question. Okay, so you see this is the 2 mark question, December 2010 question. Obtain the circular convolution of the following sequences. X1 of n is 1, 2, 3. X2 of n is 1 comma minus 2 comma 2. Okay, so first you check the two sequences is having the same length. Yes, the first sequence is having the length 3. Second sequence is also having the length 3. Okay, so no need of 0 padding. So so this is a 2 mark problem. So that's why no need to solve it in a concentric circle method. Okay, simply by using the matrix method we can achieve the result. Okay, so the x1 of n convolution with x2 of n, it can be obtained by, so first you just write x1 of n value. What is x1 of n? 1 to 1. So 1 to 1 you write it in a column wise. Okay, then you just rotate. This last one it come to the first position and the remaining two you just write 1 2. Then again one shift. So we will get 3 cross 3 matrix multiplied with this x2 of n value. So you just multiply the first row multiplied with the first column, we will get 1 minus 2 plus 4. Similarly, the second row multiplied with the first column, we will get the second data. Third row multiplied with this one, we will get the third thing. So finally, we got the result 3 comma 2 comma minus 1. So the circular convolution of these two sequences, it gives the result is that 3 comma 2 comma minus 1. Okay, so simply we may use this matrix method. Okay, so the circular convolution problem, so frequently asked for in a 2 mark problem. Okay, and this circular convolution method is a method in order to obtain the linear convolution output via the circular convolution. We will solve it in overlap save method and overlap add method in the next videos. Okay, so thanks for watching my video, and please share this video to your friends also. Keep watching. Thank you.